Hey Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all out there. Hope you're doing well. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through do not resonate for you, that's totally fine. Please push them aside and assume they are going out to someone else who needs to hear them. They might just resonate for you at a later time or date, so again, just be open to that. What else do I need to tell you? Best to trust your own intuition above all else. Your intuition will be able to separate what is meant for you and what is not. And ultimately, you're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, that's my spiel. Those are my guidelines. Let's go ahead and set the intention now to get my Capricorn gang out there. Clear, helpful, and insightful messages for wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right, we're going to start off with a couple quick oracle cards, and then we will hop into the tarot for Capricorn. All right. Happy eclipse season, y'all. How you doing? How you doing with all that energy? All right, this says you don't need it all figured out. The gifted guide. This is about stars, chaos, and opportunity. Embracing the unknown, faith over fear, trusting that the universe is always guiding you, as is your intuition, because that is your connection with the divine. So your money card, your career money card, this says conflict. Be careful with whom you deal with. Anything related to your finances. There could be some misunderstanding with someone about money. This is actually coming off very much to me as a spouse energy or partnership or someone you may share a living space with. It could be your roommate, arguments about rent or bills or income. If it's not argument, it could just be tension or agitation. Maybe one of you is, and this may or may not apply to all my Capricorns. Maybe one of you is kind of having to do sort of the brunt of the work in order to help support your partner's dreams or goals in some capacity. Maybe they're off on a business trip and you're having to watch the kids, or, there might be more responsibility being placed on one person over another. Or again, this could be a roommate dynamic, someone you share. So I'll say someone you share a bill with, right? There could be some tension and conflict because of something about an upcharge, or I heard surcharge. I don't even really totally know what that means, but I sort of do, but an unexpected bill or an unexpected charge, something that is putting a little bit more pressure on you, or having to maybe dip into some savings for something unexpected. It could even have to do with vet or animal stuff or something like that. All right, the crystal card that wants to come through is amethyst, and this says temperance, everything in moderation, including moderation. I love that quote. I'm not saying he invented it, but I associate this quote with Charlie Sheen because I think it's really funny. When you think about him saying that, you're like, oh shit. I don't think he invented it, but there's some famous quote where he's being interviewed and he says that, and I'm just like, oh, Charlie Sheen. Anyway, I don't know why I'm bringing that up in a Capricorn reading. What is his sign? Let's look it up. Somebody write it in the comments. Virgo, Libra. I honestly don't know. Moving on. All right. Last but not least, this oracle is from the Fearless Fight Like a Brave. That's a Chili Pepper song. All right. Fearless Fight Like a Girl for Aries season. I thought that was appropriate, and don't get hung up on the gender. It's about fighting for what you love, ultimately. It is very female driven and female empowerment, though. So this says the Sovereign Fight, card 20. So let's look it up. All right. Sovereignty is the ability to belong to oneself. This isn't taught in school. You'll be hard-pressed to find much written on the subject because women who belong to themselves are hard to control. They know their value, have boundaries, and speak truth to power. This makes them dangerous in the best sort of way. Now is the time to free yourself from the burning altar of other people's expectations and approval. Become self-referential, rooted in your own authority. A sovereign woman is identified by confidence, as she is no longer willing to doubt herself based on the fear that others will critique, judge, or shame her choices or decision. You're already queen of your own castle. It's time you claim the throne. Yeah, I have to say, whatever this, and it is coming through as a career card. It might be something going on in the workplace with conflict, or I don't know, delegation of project responsibilities, whatever it is. It does seem like you're in the right, and you are not being told to just, I don't know, I'm hearing it as like strap on the bag of responsibility again. It's like it always falls on you, doesn't it, Capricorn? And so I think you are being encouraged to give a little bit of pushback, and you can do it in a kind and diplomatic way. Though that being said, it's Aries season, so, feuds and fights and tempers are going to happen. If it does, you don't need to beat yourself up about it. Be quick to own it and apologize if you do flub up or say something out of step or out of turn. But I do think you're coming from it at a place of boundaries. Like, I'm not responsible for all this. And like, I'm always the one who picks up the slack or takes one for the team. And at some point, I think it's about self-respect. And again, like with the sovereign fight, it's like, I know my value and you guys aren't seeing, you don't seem to see it right now. So I just have to remind you. And for a lot of you, it's just with like a no. And not maybe necessarily having to give a lot of reasonings behind it, because you know you're correct. It's like, you're in the right here. Someone may be borrowing money from you too, or you may have been, I'm hearing a tapped well, a tapped resource. This could even be your child who's constantly asking to borrow money or asking for your support in some matter. And, it doesn't mean you don't love them, but it does mean that their boundaries need to be drawn. There's like a change in the contract, or a change in a negotiation, or a transformation in some sort of agreement where, you're able to protect your money more. And again, I think it's for good reasons. It doesn't come through as selfish to me. It's almost like not being taken advantage of anymore. It's like, pumping the brakes on that or coming to a screeching halt. It's funny, I wasn't going to do this deck next, but it wants to be next. So this says align. You're being asked to align with your current situation, even if it's not easy to do so. Trust that there is much to be learned by being here. Pushing against what will only make things harder. Align, surrender, and trust. And that I almost want to put next to this card, which is like, you don't need to have it all figured out yet, especially solutions regarding money, which does not feel like super Capricorn energy to me, but everyone's a little bit different, especially in eclipse season. Sometimes it really shakes things up, and there are unexpected challenges that come through. I don't do fear-based readings. That's not what this is about. But I do think some of you are asking the greater reasons, like, how could this have happened, or why, or how are we possibly going to get ourselves out of this difficult situation? And these two cards are saying, trust that it's happening for a reason, and that the solution will come, but there's something that you're needing to learn in the process of it. Oh my God, you guys, I have the worst allergies, so bear with me. I'm like constantly clearing my throat. Oh, it's the worst. It's seasonal change allergies, so I apologize if I sound ridiculous, but here we go. All right, let's refocus our energy. Let's get Capricorn watching some clear, helpful, and insightful messages. Let's go for Capricorn. What does the tarot want to tell Capricorn? I think when I release this will be post-lunar eclipse. Probably around the 29th, I think this will come out. So, Mercury's about to go retrograde. So yeah, the renegotiations of contracts, that's certainly coming through. Balance, temperance, moderation, needing to handle something with care and be patient, but also to stand your ground. This is feeling overwhelmed or agitated by your emotions. It's like not really knowing where to turn, or maybe there could be a sense of not knowing who to trust, and so you're stuck. You're very stuck in your head. You might be stuck in your feelings too, but this might even be coming off as two different energies, someone that you're needing to work with or negotiate with. What does this person really want here? They want to be seen, they want to be recognized, and they want to be respected. I'm hearing they've earned it. That's probably you. This might be with someone you love. There could be something romantic maybe coming up for you guys. Something with your romantic partner if you have one already. If not, this might be indicating that you have eyes for someone and like they just don't see you, or you're trying to get them to see you. It's like you could be lost in feelings over, the Lover's card came up. You may have already like slept with them or been intimate though, with the World card coming up. Sometimes that's quite literally like the Naked card. Not all the time, but some sort of culmination or conclusion, or feeling like you need to liberate yourself from a person or a situation who they just don't see you. They just don't show up correct, or they don't admire and appreciate all the little things that you've done for them. And so you're a little bit like, WTF. So what's the deal with this person? Why are they stuck? I'm hearing like there's something that they're stuck in their own ways. They self-sabotage, or like they're very committed to unhealthy patterns in their life. It's like they know they need to change, but change is scary, right? It's more comfortable to do what has always been done. That being said, welcome to eclipse season, right? That's probably going to change for them, and maybe you were the catalyst for them to get to see the ways in which they need to change. And I'm not necessarily saying they're changing for you, but I think something about this relationship, no matter how it resonates for you, you guys definitely impacted each other. And yeah, this person feels guilty. There's like sleepless nights. There's a lot of shame. This person may quite literally struggle with like addictions of some kind, unhealthy, toxic behaviors, addictions. Like they don't know how to make it right with you because they lack self-confidence. It's like they don't want to disappoint you even more. So even though they want to change, they don't want to come into your life and be like, I'm going to do better, because I'm almost getting the sense that they've already done that before and they haven't made good on their promise. And so they're holding back from you. It's like they know they want to change, but it's like they don't see a way out. I actually do have sympathy for this person. And I mean, I don't know. It's not black and white. It's complicated. Someone can do bad things and still, have good qualities, right? So I'm not saying I'm taking sides or teams here by any means. I am trying to be very neutral on it. But like, I think a lot of you are really, I don't know, like angry or agitated with this person. But like, just to give you a little bit of like a peek behind the curtain, it's not fun being them. That's sort of what I'm getting from this right now. Oof, yeah, it keeps getting heavier and heavier. They've experienced a lot of loss in their life. It seems like this person may even have abandonment issues, which may translate into commitment issues, because it's like they don't want to get attached for fear of letting people down. I think this person has really low self-esteem, Capricorn. Ooh, this got heavy. This got really heavy. All right, so then what's going on between these two people? What can I tell them? It's funny how I'm going to place it under here, so it's almost wanting to guide me to say, like, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to figure out what's going on with this person, because if and when they're ready to let you know what's going on with them, they might try and come back. But to be honest, the universe may have done you a favor by sort of allowing them to exit your life organically, or them picking up on cues and signs and signals from their own higher power that, hey, maybe you don't bring Capricorn into this mess because you're not really adding anything healthy or positive to the connection right now. Yeah, you guys are on the outs with each other. It's like there's really poor communication here. Again, like there could even be financial issues for one or both of you. And again, it has to do with like feeling worthy, self-worth, having good self-esteem. So why is this coming through ultimately? Why am I being asked to relay this message to Capricorn? It's like there's a temptation for you, Capricorn, to keep going back to this cup and sipping from it, thinking it's going to taste different. Does that metaphor make sense to you all? It's like I don't know how to say it. You want to see the best in this person. Like you're rooting for them, even though you're incredibly frustrated. It's like you just want to shake them and be like, why do you keep doing this? Like, I'm here and I can help you and like we can do this together, but like I need you to do this and blah, 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 blah. Like it's like you have their back, but again, this might be a relationship where this person really takes advantage of your kindness and generosity and your spirit and your nature. It's like you almost become like a parental figure to this person, though for some of you, I would offer this might actually be your child, especially if your child has had some really, if your child is a child of divorce, or if they have, maybe have had issues with drugs or substance abuse, or really struggled with like depression or whatever. I'm not saying you're like cutting them off entirely, right? Again, you have to put it in context of what makes sense for you, but you're very hopeful about someday they'll see the light or someday they'll come around, but it's like you keep sipping from this cup, and at some point you may have to practice tough love, or really ask yourself the difficult question of like, how have I enabled this relationship to continue the way it has? Because for some of you, cutting this person off is the best thing you could do for them, because that's going to be their awakening moment where they're realizing what they're losing. And I'm hearing the word sacrifice, what they're having to sacrifice to maintain the lifestyle they have currently, which really isn't doing themselves any favors. It's like it might be that catalyst to actually get the help they need or to clean up their life in some capacity. But here's the thing, they have to want to do it for them. If they're doing it for you, they're always going to go back to the old behaviors, right? And I think you know this, but yeah, I don't know. You might be dealing with a Scorpio. It doesn't have to be Sagittarius, Gemini. It doesn't really matter. You have a couple different signs showing up. I do think this is bringing the transitional energy with the Death card. It could be the ending of a relationship, but it's very bittersweet. It doesn't seem like something you are thrilled to leave. Like you're just like, I'm done, I'm free. It doesn't have that at all. There's a heavy energy of worrying, like, are they going to be okay without me? like wanting to check in with them even though you don't feel like you're at a good place to communicate. I think you both have feelings of guilt over this. But ultimately, the Death card offers us the energy of transformation, purifications through the fire. Something here has to change and grow or be reborn in a different way if it were to ever come back together in a more healthy capacity. So what is the best use of Capricorn's time and energy right now? Commit to what you love. and I'm hearing solace, to have solace, take solace in your faith and spirituality and lean on that. Ask your guides, your angels, your God, whatever you believe in. Ask them for guidance and wisdom and support. There's some quote that I'm going to botch, but like it's something like it's okay to feel disappointed even though you made the right decision. That speaks very aptly about what my Capricorn's energy is going through. That being said, this may be in reverse, right? This could be a cross-watcher reading, you know? We're not all saints, Capricorn, right? So, I mean, if you're watching this, usually we're the heroes in our own story, but do know if you're a cross-watcher and this sounds like you're Capricorn, same goes for you, whoever is watching out there. You might be a Taurus. Stand in your power. What about this person? Are we allowed to know anything about this person's fate or what's going to happen? This almost has the energy of a tower moment, you guys, where it's like shit just got so bad it couldn't go on like that anymore, and so the universe is like lightning bolt. Here we go, like a wake-up call. Do you know what I mean? This person, okay, thank you. In reverse, though, messages have been blocked or stopped up. Because of this person's lack of movement or lack of motivation, things weren't growing, things weren't healthy anymore. And so this person's best advice or guidance, whoever this is they need to find some internal balance first and really take stock of the relationships in their life, right? Because it's a Venus card. And where it's like they're pouring from an empty cup. And I don't mean to offend anybody, but if this person is in such a vulnerable and serious state, which it does kind of seem like, these are some pretty heavy cards, you guys, and I mean this gently as I can say it, they have no business being in a romantic relationship right now, right? Because it's just they need to spend that extra time or energy and focus it on them and loving themselves and really rewriting the narrative and the dialogue going on in their head. And again, I say this with kindness and compassion and support. This person may actually really thrive in like a therapy or a counseling dynamic to have some sort of outside opinion that's non-biased where it can help to support them and bring balance back into their life. I do think this is about their own willpower and where they've surrendered it or where they've given it up or where they were forced to like settle for living in the shadows, because I'm getting something about sibling competition. Always in competition to be the better sibling, or may have had like the, all-star athlete older brother or older sister, and they were like the weird artist kid that their parents were like, ew, what do we do with this one? Like, and so they took that to heart. They've kind of felt like a failure. Ooh, you guys, this is so heavy. Like, oh my God, it's super heavy energy, super heavy energy. But yeah, willpower and finding their own strength and finding their own light again. I think there's a time and a place for healing. And so if you love this person, set them free. If you love this person, give them some space and freedom to find themselves. And I mean, yeah, if you guys are meant to come back together, you don't even need to worry about it. The universe will orchestrate that when it's the right time and when it's the right place. We do one more of these. This turned into a love reading. Compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, or a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. All right, Capricorn, that's what I got for you this week. Please show me some love and hit that like button. I definitely encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a positive comment. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings in the future. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook as The Intuitive Teacup. I do a select amount of personal readings a month, so I welcome you to reach out to me via email. You can find that in the description box below. We can try and get a session booked for you that would be more catered to your inquiries and energy. Thanks for joining me today, Capricorn, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.